How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Ultra Corporation channel, and welcome to a Friday night in my house again. I'm Matt Cox. I am the playwright of Puffs and Kapowie Go-Go and other things you may have seen on this channel. I just want to say again, thank you to everyone who joined us last Friday for Kapowie Go-Go Go, episode 1. We had a really fun time. An edited version of that episode is now available on the channel, so please take a look at it. You just have to click on our name and you'll be able to see it. And please, if you enjoyed it, and if you know someone who you think will also enjoy it, share it, like it, share it, tell people all about it. We want to get the word out there, and the best way to do that is with all of your help. So sincerely, thank you for watching, and thank you for sharing, and thank you for being here. So excited. Again, welcome to my house. Opening music you were just hearing is by Brian Metolius. That was the Kapowie Go-Go Prelude. You can hear a lot more of his music in the Puffs readings that we previously did, as well as Kapowie Go-Go from last week. How fun. Yay. But enough about that, because we're not here to just listen to me plug various things you can find specifically on this channel. No! What we're here for is a very special live Q&A with the trio. That's right, the Puffs trio, the iconic three, the other names that everyone always says about them, the triple threat, the three friends, the buds times 3. You know them, you love them, so let's bring them on to this Zoom call. So first, please, from your homes to his, make it so loud he can hear it in Astoria, Queens. Give a loud round of applause for Mr. Zac Moon, Wayne Hopkins himself. Zac Moon, yay! How's it going? The trio of Puffs, if I didn't say that. Oh yeah, sorry, everyone knows where you live now. Yes. You know, it's going great. How about yourself? Hot day in New York for anyone not here, which was nice. Good. Good, yes. Everyone, please. Be like Zac Moon in your life. Amazing. And of course, a trio isn't complete without at least a second person. And so, keep that round of applause going so we can hear it all the way in California for Ann Earls, Megan Jones. Yay. Can you hear it? Wow. Wow. That applause at 7 o'clock, definitely for you. How are you, Julie? Oh, you know what? If I was any better, I couldn't take it. That is the thing that my dad says. So that one was for you, Dad. Amazing. How's California? Oh, apparently, they might not be able to hear your audio. So I'm going to look into that real quick. Ooh. No, I think it'd be something with the stream. Is that true? You all can't hear me? Oh, they can't. I can't hear Julie. Well, let's figure out why that is. Oh, I bet I know why that is. No, that's right.
For each of us, in case we go
That's
that
right.
Am I on
Live
now?
chat. Can you hear them now?
Can you hear me now? Good.
Maybe. Wait, we have to wait. We're 7 seconds ahead of them.
Oh.
Great. So you two just talk for a second.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Well, if I was muted, it's good because what if I say a lot of stupid things already?
They hear. You don't have to say any more things.
Okay, I'm glad.
Wonderful. Awesome. Okay, and just in time for us all to hear his sweet, sweet, wonderful voice. Please, start clapping again for Mr. Langston Belton, Oliver Rivers. Yay!
Yeah, what's up? Ooh, what's happening, everyone? That was fun to watch
Well, I
from
bet.
the abyss of Zoom, wherever your soul goes when you're not in a Zoom call.
That's right. No one knows. That's the thing. And
Schrodinger's room.
Well,
that's what this Q&A is all about.
I hope so. So good to see all your faces. I was gonna say, Matt, your backdrop is pretty sweet. The depth and it's like a slanted. It's nice.
Thank you.
Good.
This is what it's called. The only position I can be so that you don't see my kitchen. That's what it's called. This is my hallway. My desk slightly angled, and it has to be just like this because otherwise there's a very large dresser or an armoire right here that I'm touching right now.
Oh, I'm writing all this down for my
Great,
three-dimensional
please, please.
over the top for my
Ah.
D&D campaign.
Amazing. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for with us. It's wonderful to see you back together again. So Zach, Julian, Langston, for everyone out there, Wayne, Megan, Oliver, since the very beginning, the very first reading that we ever did of the show, these three were with us. So they've been along for the journey, and Zach played Wayne throughout the entirety of the run, only occasionally with some other people filling in. So how fun! How nice to see you all again.
I understand.
So there's a lot of we've been gathering questions across Twitter and Instagram, and we're going to be going to the live chat in just a second to also look at some of those questions. But I think we're going to start with one that is a very common question for any time we talk about puffs, and that is this time specifically was wanting to know though by who was it that asked the question? We'll just go for it. Many people have asked, what house are you, in fact, in real life?
I am a puff through and through.
I believe it. Julian?
I am actually,
Langston.
It is very true. He is very much a puff. I am a brave.
I too am a brave.
Ugh,
Who would have thought?
how can I be friends with you?
That's rock stars. What? That's right.
And I also am a puff, which is very convenient. Very nice. How wonderful. Found out a lot about myself throughout the run of the show. Incredible. All right. Another question. This one from Instagram, asked by _Cask Iger. I'm going to butcher everyone's names. I'm so sorry. What was your favorite on-stage mess up? Zach, let's start with you. Or whoever can jump in. But
Did you say on stage or off stage?
on stage.
That we've made or someone else has made?
Your favorite on-stage mess up you witnessed, you were there for, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
One favorite was the scroll for Cedric not working, and just having it in his back pocket instead because he knew it wasn't going to work. So it was like
The Magic of Modern Theater. I remember one time, and as it did happen, I forgot my wand. It happened twice. I forgot my wand and I went on stage. One time, the lovely Madeline Bundy just gave me hers, no questions asked. Then the other one time, I asked Zach, and he gives it to me, and then he whispers later on, he goes, "Am I gonna get that back?" I'm like, what? Yes, Zach, you're gonna get your wand back. So there was a couple of times where I missed my wand, and reaching down and you don't have your wand, I imagine is a feeling that no wizard ever wants to feel like,
Oh yeah.
That was
in the first year when like none of us are leaving stage for the first 20 minutes basically. So you're like, oh, I know that I need this for this one bit, and if I don't have it, that thing just doesn't happen.
We're gonna see what happens.
Any other favorite on-stage mess ups that you witnessed?
I think one that was really memorable was when we were leaving the Electra, and we all remember this one, right?
The Electra was the second off-Broadway theater we were at, for everyone wondering. Of course.
So we shared the space with other shows, and on one of our last nights, another show had a hanging light or something in it.
Great. I was going to say this one. I'm glad you're
saying
Yeah. And so as our show was going on, it was as if there was a ghost. We were just talking about ghosts earlier. That this hanging lamp was going like over James Foley's head, like a spider. And we're all trying to do the show, but also going, it just was a silly.
No one knew what anyone said in that moment because all they were looking at was this line, was this light drop, go up, drop again.
Joey.
And then you could see like a pulley. He was like.
I remember I showed up like late to that. I showed up like 10 minutes into that one, and I think I walked in and saw the light, and I saw you all first. It was like, and everyone was like, oh gosh, and I was like, what happened? And I just went and looked. I was like, oh goodness. It's always fun to be powerless in those situations. Amazing. This one's from the live chat, Mr. Miles Foster. Thank you for joining us again, Miles. Wants to know, what is your favorite year in Puffs Play?
Ooh,
Great
dang.
question,
I've
actually.
never been asked that before. I don't think I've ever been asked that before.
I don't.
I got to go back to the show.
Start from the beginning.
Ooh, heroes made not born. Okay.
No, not really.
Oh, I might.
Year 5 is really fun though.
Which one?
Year 5.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I was gonna say year 4 because that's when Megan and Oliver start.
Yeah, I was gonna say 3 or 4 in that era, that age of like after like when they're finally coming to their own and like they're all like yeah, I was gonna say 3 or 4. Yeah, in that
Yeah,
range.
I mean, realistically for me it's 4 just because that's where I got to have the most like Cedric time and it's like the most meat of the show. You know,
Oh, so
obviously
time has been our time. Is that what you're trying to say?
It's not he's
Oh yeah.
it's not what he tried to say at all. It's what he's so diplomatically
No, we get our trio time throughout the show.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's a big school, Julie. A lot of threads got to be threaded. Where'd it go? That is creepy because literally, if you clicked on and you were under that, wouldn't know you were there. All sorts of stuff. Not even know he's camouflaged.
Great. Another question from Instagram from JackTM.48. Like it because it's easy, unless it's Jacktum. Do these 3 goofballs have any sort of friendship bracelet or necklace?
First off, you call it a goofball.
Oh no!
These 3 goofballs. Hey, these 3 friends. These goofballs got a real friend bracelet. No, of course that's back shit. No. We are friendship bracelet where was the experiences that we had.
But if
You had a handshake a fairy tale ago.
Mm-hmm. I looked it up. It came up on my whatchamacallit, came on my video.
Like on one of the premiere nights. There's like
Yep.
video picture of us like
third, you would hit backhand, you would go third, and then we would hug each other.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I looked it up. So yes, the answer is yes.
Great.
Question is, the problem is we can't do it anymore.
You're right. But it can live on out there in all the fan fiction. A question for Zach from the live chat from Beth. Hello, Beth. Thanks for being here, Beth. What was the Zach Smith monologue that made you break the easiest?
Man, most of them.
yes. Zach was a pretty easy one to crack.
It didn't take long, most of the time. I mean, I think the one, and I think I've said this before, but like, I think the one that like it made my stomach drop was the one where he found Cedric's, or that had dug up Cedric's heart.
Yeah.
And he said, "Here, do you want it?" And had an actual prop for it because I think it was around Halloween. I forget exactly.
I think he just found that at the Electra in the backstage because I think it was a prop from some of the show.
Yeah, I think it was just there.
Yeah, that was a good one. That's up there in my favorites.
That's definitely up there. Like, there was a time, like there was a growth among the Zach Smiths of like early on. Nick knew that I hated or like am not comfortable improvising, so he would start poking me, and like as it went along, I got more comfortable with it and like could feel fine in the confines of the scene doing it. But like at the beginning, there would be times where I would just like look at him and be like, "Please don't, not today."
Wonderful. So another question from the live chat for everyone, and this one more about the the backstage shenanigans. Which Rebecca Barnhill wants to know what caused the Mario Kart tournament.
Yo, listen, what caused the time and opportunity? Who said they could? Someone said they knew. Because Zach is dope at running tournaments. Zach knew all the like ins and outs, and him and James kind of like I remember you guys were both like talking about and ruminating about it, and then that got us excited because it's like
we also wanted to do it because it was like a good. We wanted to do it to like get to know more of the staff at New World Stages. So we were like, we've been playing Mario Kart ourselves like maniacs for a while, and we thought it would be a fun thing to do between shows to like get to know more of the staff there. And to like get them involved because like we saw them all the time, but we didn't necessarily interact with them all the time. So it was a good way to like make friends with them and get to know them better. So it was really fun.
Yeah. A lesson for all the theater people out there: be nice to your house staff. Play Mario Kart games with them.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it.
They'll probably be into it.
Highlight my life.
They saw the show so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And they were so nice. The New World, if anyone from New World Stages out there watching.
Oh,
All the best. Sorry,
Wonderful.
we'll beat you in Mario Kart.
From the live chat, Josh,
go for it.
Zickowiz. I'm so sorry. Did doing the movie change how you performed live? Did doing Puffs filmed live off Broadway, available on iTunes and Amazon, change how you performed the show live afterwards?
No. Oh.
It didn't change it, but it didn't maybe it did subconsciously, but it was the thing, watching it was like, oh, that's what I look like in that moment.
Yeah.
That's not what I thought I looked like in the moment. I thought I was doing something completely different.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of those moments, but at that point we'd been running for so long, I was like, I can't actively change because of what I've seen. And I can't trust my own judgment of myself because I'm not good at that. So. Right.
And how you're perceiving yourself isn't going to be, it's just, you just can't, it's. Yeah.
We all went and saw the movie and we were like, well, I'm the worst one and you guys are all great.
It's true.
We all
every one of us to a T.
But we all walked out and we were like, oh my God, I'm the weakest link.
Yo, it was like.
Everyone else was so good.
So let that be a lesson to everyone out there. When you have those thoughts, you're usually wrong.
Yeah, totally wrong.
Although one person has to be right?
That's
moving on.
Clock, right? Somebody walked out.
Kit Sonyeodan wants to know from the live chat, what's the best backstage moment you've ever had? There we go. Part two of that question.
Man.
Well,
there were a lot.
Little shout out to Ellie and Steve. When we were at the Electra, that stage, you couldn't exit the stage left side of it. The only way for you to get out of it was to cross behind the stage. Like you'd be trapped there. Short answer. So there were times that I would have to cross and Steve and Ellie are waiting there and they can't leave or whatever. So before I'd go there, they'd plan little obstacle courses for me. They'd ride on my brooms. I'd get a good chuckle a couple of times through that. Yeah. This really, when it comes down to it, in summary, us performing the show was just making each other laugh for 3 years. I think that was contagious. So.
Which is important for a long-term relationship.
It is. Keep it fresh.
Yeah, shout out to Kate for doing the gnome hunt for as long as they did.
Gnome hunt.
Yeah.
Which was a great backstage memory. I also have one from early on at New World Stages that's not a pleasant memory because it was meant in good fun, but at the moment I was fun with it. Yeah. So it was early on at New World Stages, and I was still stressed out about the timing of changing my shirts because that I hadn't done the changing shirts between years until we got to New World Stages. And so for one of the times I went back to change my shirt between years, and I saw James on the stair with a flashlight pointed at me, and I was like, what's going on? This is weird. I just need to do my quick change. And then while I was distracted by that, Ellie emerged from the costume rack and scared the ever-living bejesus out of me. And I just went, I don't have time for this! And got actually angry at them for a moment, which and James then deleted because he was taking a video of it because they just wanted to goofily surprise me. And then I in my anger made him delete the video, which I really regret now. Because I would have loved to see it now. But at the moment, I was just I'm an angry man.
So if anyone had tapped Zach's phone out there and has that video, send it our way, please. That question leads to another one from Miles Foster, actually, which is, Zach, what was your favorite shirt to wear as Wayne?
Right.
What was your favorite shirt designed by Madeline Bundy?
The excellent and topical shirt designs. I liked probably the year 4 one was my favorite.
Great. Which one was that?
That was Wolverine with the badger head.
Yes. Wonderful.
Bad cast member. I'm like, which one was that? Can you remember?
How easily you forget.
I know, right?
Um,
It was funny because even though they were all basically the same brand, some of them were different sizes. So that one I was also actually technically the most comfortable too.
A question not about puffs, in which if you have any of those, please put them in the live chat. We're going back more to the beginning of the live chat as well. Langston, what tips?
Yeah.
This is from Chris Ford. Langston, what tips do you have for doing online improv?
Online improv.
That's right.
Have a good back. Oh, well, the interesting thing is I was actually talking about this. So the cool thing about online improv is that you don't have to hit the back of the house anymore. So like all these like weird microtransactions, like little small things like in here make a lot more sense. Don't shout. Do a lot less than you think you have to. Also have it clear at the backdrop of any distractions. We all have animals. It's tough. And also be very, very clear with your intentions. You cannot be too clear. It's actually very funny to hear somebody off screen go tag out so-and-so, not be the doctor again, which is my favorite. We've been doing that on Student Driver. We'll be because we're not muted. We used to mute ourselves, but now also another tip, don't mute yourself if you're like doing a show, because you'll want to sometimes jump in and you'll be muted. We've had that issue sometimes, even we're doing streams because we're all trying to do so much. But yeah, don't keep yourself, because it's also fun to hear laughter since there's no audience. Yeah. It's fun to at least hear your friends enjoying it, and then you start having more fun. And so just find a nice, comfortable space and just have a good time. And it's great to get great on camera training. And just remember, it's all right here. And you don't have to do a bunch of stuff. And also, props are legal now. Game's changed, everyone. You can do props.
Langston Belton, pro props. You heard it.
Yeah, pro props. When we're doing improv at home, that Infinity Gauntlet back there, that's gotten a lot of play, a lot of shows. Because it's I know what I can do. Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to merge two questions here from the live chat from Rachel Kinzer and Jocelyn. Just Jocelyn. Jocelyn asks, what your favorite famous trio besides the best trio, which I believe she says that you're the best trio.
Thank you.
How nice. And Rachel wants to know if you were to play if you three together were to play another iconic trio, what trio would you want to play?
Wow.
Sorry, got mine.
Great.
Okay, go.
Do you? Okay, great.
So,
I have no
favorite trio, who the three of you would be.
Brainstorm options of trios, because I'm already blank.
So I'm going to give you one right now. One of my favorite trios of all time, maybe the best one, is Han, Luke, and Leia.
Oh.
Han, Luke, and Leia is my favorite. And that is one that I've been Zach would be a great Luke. I would love to play Han Solo. And Julie would be an insanely good Leia Organa.
I see that. I get it.
Can someone get this walking carpet out of the way? I'm like, oh yeah, Julie's come on. Being me and Chewbacca, I just met him for 2 minutes. Yeah. But that's mine. This is my favorite.
I second that. There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, what are other can someone name another?
It's weird. You got.
There's the Fantastic Four minus the Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, technically you have is Wolverine, Scott, and Jean. That's the trio that some people enjoy. Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. There's a bunch of those. Some people call that.
Rachel suggested the Sanderson sisters.
Oh.
Okay. So Zach Midler.
Sure.
Who would be Bet?
I'm not a Bette Midler. I'm not.
I think I'd be the Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, I get that.
Da Williams suggests Ash, Misty, and Brock.
Oh.
Which, I get it.
Okay, who's who? So Matt, you have to cast us. Matt, you're writing.
Oh boy.
You're Matt, write us a stage production. You got to cast us as Ashley. Who's who?
Zach's Ash, you're Brock, I'm Misty.
I would agree. I think that's probably what I would, especially even if we went with Wayne, Megan, and Oliver. If those three all of a sudden had played that, I'd say that's a solid Ash, Misty, Brock right there. You got the one with all the information. Oliver's got all the information. Misty's Misty's got a tude.
She really is. She got a two opinions.
And Ash is our plucky young adventurer with dreams and hopes, eyes looking out at the skyline. And he also, rarely wins up until this year. Look
Wait,
at that.
this year?
We figured
this
it out.
year, like in real time?
Yeah, I think he won. He won a tournament.
He's never won. Wow.
Yeah.
He learns something every day.
So hey, everyone, follow your dreams.
Not like Ash.
Wonderful. Brittany Phillips wants to know, how did you make me like Puffs more than the inspiration source? That's very nice.
It was very nice.
You're asking a real
A
question?
lot of people came together really hard.
A lot of people worked really hard for a lot of hours for many years, and I think that made something pretty cool, as Cedric would call it. Ellen Meadows says Curly, Larry, and Mo. Talk amongst yourselves. Who would be who?
I don't even know what the discerning characteristics are besides hair.
Yeah, I don't remember any.
Like I don't know. Larry, I feel like Zach would be Larry. Larry?
I forget which is which, honestly. It's been a while.
When's the last time? I got a cue.
When's
the last time any of you watched the Three Stooges?
Who's got an A for Langston?
When's the last time you watched the Three Stooges? I don't know.
It's been a while, yeah. I don't know.
If it's within a year, I'm impressed.
It hasn't been. Well, we'll never know. We'll never know. Another question from Instagram from it's MSGen1113. What are you most looking forward to after quarantine? A little bit of life, a little slice of life.
Hugs.
Zach's are really like in the show, and they're like, Wayne, you give really good hugs. That's when it was really true to Zach as well.
Go on.
Nothing like fact in your fiction.
I like this.
I know what I was trying to get at. That's when art imitates life.
What you're trying to get at?
I'll
man, I guess I miss hanging out. I miss I guess some of the Puffs group. I miss like hanging out and like all meeting up and being around each other and making each other laugh, and immediately falling back into that all those familiar rhythms and jokes and bits and all that stuff. Also, I just miss I'm really looking forward to not having to wear a mask.
Yeah.
I miss seeing people's faces. I miss the human interaction and not just seeing a bunch of shredders going like, are you okay? Also, I just use hand sanitizer, so don't worry.
I mean, I'm excited to even beyond just obviously I want to hang out with friends, but I want to go to a restaurant and just be in the presence of strangers too. Be in an environment where people exist in the same space. It is hard to. I mean, and who knows when we're going back to normal on that. It's going to be a long time, but looking forward to it.
This one, I can't quite find who did. Wait, did everyone answer that one? Sorry. Yes, I think so. Yes. Okay, sure. Great. Yay. Sorry, I was looking for a question I saw. I was trying to find who asked it. So I'm sorry whoever asked this, but here's your question, stranger on the internet. What did everyone, what was your most emotional moment from your respective final shows?
Ooh. Well, I would say it's interesting. I was gonna say the end, the last bit that I have, because because it was a moment. It was like, all right, you're out here, just don't mess it up. You have one more chance to mess this up, and you won't get another chance after this. They won't let you do the show one more time so you can get that line correct. But it was the reading that we did at the People's Improv Theater. That was kind of when it hit home that I was like, oh man, yeah, I'm not gonna. This is not going to be a part of my life for a bit. And then the show was kind of fine. And of course I was emotional, but I think it was that leading up to it, leading into that final bit of oh, and then of course, Matt wrote this incredible script that was kind of this amazing send up to the people that have been in the show and have moved on. And justify why these faces will change. And that for me was the coolest thing was it was oh, that was very, very, I was a mess that night. And of course the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was really cool.
I'll throw out even for your last show too. What was wonderful is Langston came out during Zac Smith, and Oliver was in it, and it was so special. It was so wonderful.
It was very fun.
Julie, do you have your most emotional moment from your final?
Sure. Yeah, I was like going deep into the. I can't remember any phrases today. I was trying to think of the show itself, and I guess the moment when all the puffs come together to fight was probably like something that, it was like, again, like there's so many parallels for us as actors and for us as characters in the show. And again, like so much of the show meant so much to me because it was us as friends doing this thing. So like all of us kind of like being like, we're in it together. Last hurrah, last time, that was meaningful. But the thing that also comes to mind is, so both me and Eleanor Phillips left the show at the same time. And the cast had made a video for us that was them all lip singing to "Time of Your Life." I only laugh because like it's like such a cliche song, but the video, well, AJ wrote a song to that tune. And it was just so thoughtful and so, I mean, we were bawling. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zac.
Yeah, I mean, I had like two thoughts. I mean, the first was like the show that Julie and Ellie left was the first time that anyone left. So it was the first time they were like, oh, this is going to be different forever now. And so I do remember like in that moment of like the, the final third or nothing before the battle, like I looked at Julie and I was like, it makes me sorry, excuse me. I'm still emotional about it, I guess. But it was like this thing that we made will never be the same again. So that was one of those moments that was just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
If I can say that.
Yeah. And your last show too, which I sadly was not able to be there for Julie's last show because I was in Melbourne, Australia.
Oh yeah.
But for Zac's, I remember I was just like, oh, it was for the final performance of the show, and it was just the applause, your entrance applause was so beautiful and special.
That made me. I almost like. I was like, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this now.
It's like this doesn't track with this character at the moment. Switching gears completely.
Applauding for the Game Boy.
To the more pressing issues, Jocelyn wants to know your favorite Mario Kart track.
This is really important.
Important.
First of all, we gotta say that like Baby Park was like, that was the, no frills, like who is the best, right? Who's the best driver?
If you have a W on Baby Park, as Zac Moon has a lot of those at my expense, when I'd be sitting pretty in first place, and all of a sudden I feel a presence. I feel a presence behind me, and I look back, and it's that baby-faced assassin, Zac Moon, with a shell of some color, looking at me like, and it's the last lap, and I'm like, man, I can't wait for all of the cool things I'm going to see at that victory party. And then all of a sudden, I'm in seventh place. I'm in seventh place because of Zac Moon. I'll never let him forget it. He was the bane of he was my Red Baron.
Skill, how using those items, how you're drifting.
And you all used to play with like whoever got third. Was it third place?
Whoa.
On Baby. Yeah. Which is harder. If anyone out there wants to try that, it's harder than you think. So it's not whoever gets first, second. It's whoever gets third place that wins.
It was insane.
Because you all get to the end.
Really on brand.
And you try and somehow nudge someone else or like.
It looks like a bunch of asshats arguing over a parking space. Are you going in? Are you going in?
No, I called it.
I called it. And then someone would get bumped across, and someone would be first, and then it would just be bedlam because then, so much fun.
It's so funny.
We're going to do just a few more questions real quick. Miles Foster does point out Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, another trio with Alvin as Julie, Simon as Langston, and Theodore as Zac, although Julie could also be a fantastic Theodore.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see. I had it a second ago. Now just Carrie B 88 wants to know: do you think you could still perform Puffs off book without a read through refresher?
No.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we
So yeah.
know that. I couldn't.
Well, recently.
Yeah,
Okay.
we did a reading recently, just like online, and it was funny to see how much of it had left people's minds.
Well, we had the script in front of us, and again, it's through Zoom, which is really truly a whole new skill to learn in terms of acting because you're playing it to the camera. I don't know. There's many eye lines, and so we had the script right there, and Steve was also talking about this, like. There'd be this moment where you're doing, because like you kind of remember it and then you kind of doubt, oh no, do I know what's happening, what the next line is, and you're looking to the script to check again and looking back up. I have a terrible memory.
It's also such a physical show that like half of the way I remember the show is from doing it like with my body. Like I think if we got up on stage, I could probably do it. And I didn't have a script because that's also a crutch that you will then fall back on.
Yeah, that's true. You say like if we did it like all stood up, I imagine like there might be some like hiccups, but it would be a lot more like, oh, I know what to do. Before you know, we're in the white room and we're all.
But it would also be, there would 100% be a time where like where there's the moment where we're all on stage, and it's math magic, and you just hear. Someone has just forgotten that they're supposed to be on stage for that scene.
Oh my lord, the worst fear in the universe.
Someone named Nick Carrillo wants to know if do we like the show Community?
Listen, not only love it, can't wait.
I'm actually just now watching it for the first time. I just finished the D&D episode.
Oh, it's great. It's a fun show. Nick is watching and live tweeting Community. # Nick attends Community. Everyone.
I'm actually going to take a break to jump on in.
Type this out. Yeah, thank you, Nick. Thank you for taking a break. Julie said it. Awesome. All right, I think we're going to do one more question. And it is from, I saw it a second ago. Oh, it's another one from Rachel Kinzer. Great questions, Rachel. Great questions, everybody. Was there a specific moment, gag, or joke from Puffs that never got old for you to experience on stage? What was a moment that gave you a chuckle throughout the years? Oh, Langston hated that question.
He said,
oh no. Well, you two. Well, hopefully we'll get Langston back in a second.
I can't go on until Langston comes back. The serious line was always so much fun because that really changed with every audience. Like if I knew the audience was along for the ride, like it was so fun to milk that. Like it was such a joke to milk. But then other nights it was like I was like, oh, I gotta. But so it was a fun game to play with that line.
Yeah, same with waiting for the pause after the headmaster looks different this year. Because like sometimes waiting here for the next 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was like, okay, moving on.
That was really a fun joke. What?
I said Langston said his internet went dead.
Oh.
But the other ones I have to vamp while he gets back. I lost them immediately.
But yeah, I will say that the headmaster looks different. Like what was really fun about it is because it's like it would hang in the air. It was so tangible that it would hang in the air, and then you'd feel the audience as a whole go, "Oh my god," and get it, and then they'd all laugh. Like it just was so.
Well, the worst feeling was like being like waiting for the pause and being like, "Okay, they're gonna." Oh, they're not gonna. Okay.
It was funny to see like the one or two schools or other productions that I've seen do it, or even like the reading when we first did it in Australia. Whenever people read it and they kind of blew past that line to the next one, it's like, you're probably gonna want to wait. Not even trying. That's not even me trying to like pat myself or anything. It was just like, you're probably gonna need to wait. Amazing. Hopefully, I don't know if we're gonna get Langston back because I think that we're probably gonna wrap it up there. We're gonna take that as a sign. Yay! Thank you all. Thank you all so much for joining us on your Friday night. Anyone who joined us a little later, I know we started a little early tonight. We were trying it out. Let us know if you prefer 7 or if you prefer 7:30. Tell us. But if you joined us late, this will be available in like 10 or 20 minutes or so. You'll be able to watch this whole stream. Just fast forward past the parts where you couldn't hear Zach and Julie, who, by the way, were doing fine. That was the answer to the question that I asked at the beginning there. Amazing. Zach, to right here to me. Where can people find what's going on in your life?
Right now I'm holed up in my. Oh, there's like
Back, yay!
Oh yeah, there we go.
We're wrapping up.
Didn't go on until you
Good.
came.
What did I miss? Did we answer all the questions?
Langston, we sat here in silence.
I really thought this was it, and I was like, well, there goes the internet. Guess I'm gonna start hitting myself.
Well, we are just wrapping up. So Zach, where can people find you?
I'm at Zac Moon, ZACMOON, on the social medias, and I'm around quarantining until this is over. So
wonderful, Julie.
I'm around. If you look,
I'm around.
I find me lurking about. Might find a wild Zac Moon in the bush.
You might look out your window, and then I'm on the corner. I don't know.
I like that.
Julie, what about you?
You can find me at Julie Ann Earls on all the social medias.
Wonderful.
That's it.
And Langston, how about you? Where can people find you? What have you got going on? Where can people watch you?
I'm doing shows on at Social Distant Improv and the Pits website. I'm doing a Shot for Shot tonight, which is a drinking game show where we do stage readings of movies, and we're doing X-Men, which is gonna be really cool. You can find me at Langston Belton on all social media, and all that fun stuff. The Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, the MySpace if you're feeling froggy. But but yeah.
Up and running.
If you're feeling froggy, Google Langston Belton MySpace right now. Amazing. Thank you all again for watching. We will be back next week with something here on this channel. And we will be bringing you Kapowie Go 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 episode 2 at some point in the near future. Please follow the Ultra Corporation on Twitter and Instagram, or follow just any of us. We'll let you know. And keep an eye here. Please give this video a like. Give this channel a subscribe. Give it a share. Tell your friends that we're here and we're making things during all this. And thanks for spending your Friday with us. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, yeah. Time to go for a ride. Come on, girl, ride that centaur. 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 To the woods, to the lake, round the school, to the beach, getting lost, walk around, get upset, walk around. Come on, girl, ride that centaur. Come on, girl, ride that centaur. You know, sometimes when a boy wizard and a girl wizard, I mean witch, get together, they gotta take it out back to the stables where they keep the centaurs. And when they get out there with the centaur, they gotta ask politely. But if the centaur says,